what baby name makes you want to punch the parents in the face? But when I was 8 months pregnant, my boyfriend Eric and I broke up. Messy doesn't even begin to describe it. He cheated, lied constantly, made me feel insane. But one thing we agreed on turned, we'd co-parent, and we hit on Amelie. Simple, beautiful, tied to both families. His grandmother's name and my middle name. We must have said it 100 times she was gonna be Lily. When labor came, Eric didn't even show. Texted me his car broke down. Not shocking, reliability had never been his skill set. The birth was long, I was exhausted. When they placed my baby girl in my arms, I thought this is perfect. The nurse handed me some forms, I just signed where they pointed. 3 days later, Eric texted, I submitted the birth certificate. Congrats on our daughter. I figured it was routine. But 2 weeks later, when the certificate came in the mail, my blood ran cold. I expected to see Lily, instead Lilith Raider 9. All one word, I actually thought it was a typo. Called the office immediately. No, ma'am, they said. That's what the father submitted. I called Eric furious. What the hell did you do? He actually laughed. Yeah, Lily was too basic. I want something meaningful. Then came the truth. Eric was, and still is, completely obsessed with World of Warcraft. Lilith was his sorceress character. Raider 99 was his original gamer tag. He even had it tattooed across his chest. He admitted naming our child was his way of marking his daughter like property. I screamed. My neighbors actually knocked to check if I was okay. Imagine your daughter growing up with a name that sounds like an Xbox login. I immediately hired a lawyer. That's when I learned changing a child's legal name is complicated, expensive, requires either the father's consent or a court battle. Eric fought me. He argued in court that Lilith Radermine was unique and would make our daughter stand out. The judge's face looked like he was about to toss him through the window. But the process dragged on 9 months. It cost me $8,000. Double shifts at work, barely seeing my baby, just to fight for her right to a normal name. Finally, the judge ruled in my favor. He said naming a child after a video game username was not in her best interest and would only cause ridicule. When I got the new certificate and saw her name, Lily, I cried harder than I did the day she was born. My daughter was 2 by then, just learning to say it. Of course, Eric still calls her Lilith on his weekends, but officially, legally, she is Lily, and I fought like hell to give her that. Like this story, hit subscribe and drop a comment about the wildest baby names you've ever heard.